Good afternoon, exiles. So I got a bit of a problem, and it's not this gorgeous weather we're having today. Man, I love the last few nice days of fall. But my problem is, now that I'm married with Sarah and I'm a homeowner, I need tools for helping her fix stuff up around the house so we can get ready to sell it, that are handy to have. And also, my part-time job, I end up, depending on which building we're in, one building needs a lot of work done in it. Infrastructure, kind of put up shelves, take shelves down, and that kind of stuff. And we don't have all the tools moved from one building to the old building to the new building yet, because the new building still has to operate too, or the old building still has to operate too. So I need a lot of variety in my tool bag, and this tool bag is big. It's hard to move around, and it's gotten way too heavy. So I'm getting rid of that 24-inch tool bag and swapping it out for this 12-inch tool bag, and it's better organized, I think, and it will eliminate. I can go through here, give me a chance to clean out some of the tools I don't ever use, and I don't need to be carrying around. So I got this tool bag, and then I got a milk crate over here to throw tools in that I don't need. So let's get started on that. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch the whole thing. I'll just fast forward through it. Alright, so let's talk about the tools I have and why I have them and organized the way. And I'm not going to go through every single tool in here because I'm pretty sure you guys know what scissors are for. But this 2-foot tool bag I like it because it has these dividers and you can organize things the way you want them and move them around. But the problem I notice is that it's too big and I add too much stuff in there, and then it starts to stretch out, and then these get loose and they'll pop from one spot to the other. And I like this bag. It just no longer suits my purpose. Not 100% sure what we're going to do with it. So, this milk crate is all the tools that I took out of there that I don't need. And this thing weighs a ton. Alright. I still need this tool around, but it doesn't need to be in my tool bag that I carry every day. I'm probably going to get a little square to put in here. That's a lot lighter, and we'll do every square task that I need to do. This is going to go in the bag with the circular saw, along with my circular saw rip fence. Those should be stored with the saw that they get used with. These are going to go in the milk crate with all the plumbing bits. That way when I'm doing plumbing, I have the plumbing tools. I don't need to carry them around everywhere I go. Spare screwdriver bits. I'll probably put a few extra spare screwdriver bits in here, but I don't need the whole package. Same thing with brad nails, a whole box of T50 staples. My big box of Sawzall blades. This thing weighs like 2 pounds. It could just live with the Sawzall. And then, so I have the 2 different lengths, Phillips and straight blade. I don't need both lengths. I would keep the shorter ones in here, except for I have upgraded to these Klein that are insulated up to 1,000 volts. So I don't need any of these screwdrivers. I can just keep these in there. If I can put them in the right spot. And then this is a little Stanley 1/4" drive socket set that I use mostly with the adapter in here to put the sockets in my impact driver. Well, I just bought this Klein 7-in-1. So it's the 7 most common size sockets. So right now it has the 1/4" socket, and you can take it out and flip it around and put in the 5/16 socket, or you can pull any of these off the bottom and switch it around and get whatever size socket you need. And this will fit in the impact driver, so that replaces this whole socket set. And this set, all I use out of it is the adapter to run the 1/4" sockets and these screwdriver bits at the bottom. Well, this little Craftsman screwdriver here carries these long bits, so it replaces. I don't need this in there anymore, because this collar, if you put the shorter bits in there, the collar gets in the way a lot. So I like this one. And then I'm going to replace these over time with all impact sockets, or impact screwdriver bits. So this will store all my impact bits along with being a extra screwdriver. And then, like, I don't need 3 different pry bars around with me all the time. These 2 pry bars get the most of the stuff. So this is going to go in like my construction type things. And as I get more organized, that's going to be a thing. And then, like, I had in there 2 outlet testers. So now that we've trimmed some of that down, let's look at what we kept. A quick little overview of everything. I did another video that I'm going to link to. I'll put it wherever the cards show up, about the all the tools that homeowner, handyman should have. Oh, and I want to start a handyman business, and I can't be lugging around this bag that I can barely pick up. I need a bag that I can pick up. And my plan for the handyman business is I'll have milk crates stored with all my plumbing stuff. Well, I'm stored with all the electrical stuff. I'll store with this stuff, and then I can take my 2-wheeled little dolly thing, stack up the milk crate, or a milk crate or 2 that I think I'm going to need for the job. Set this on top because will sit down partially into a milk crate. I already checked. But a milk crate full of plumbing stuff, I can throw this on there, and then with the two-wheel dolly, I can take my milk crate full of plumbing stuff and all my tools into a customer's house, and not have to make 2 trips, or not try to lug this around and a milk crate at the same time. After we get back from our honeymoon, we're gonna do start working on the handyman business stuff. So basically, what I have in here are a Mora chisel knife, which can be used as both a chisel and big knife jobs. A Fisker's jab saw, a whole variety of different pliers. I'm not gonna go through them all. A file, a 4-in-hand file. I have 4 of these spring clamps, multimeter, paint, these 5-in-1, 7-in-1, however many one they are, painter's tool, putty knife, my favorite oil. So, sorry it's backwards, just because I'm using the front-facing camera, but this is Creole. It's the oil that creeps. It acts as penetrating oil. It's not the best penetrating oil, but it's really good for like coating metals and stuff and protecting them really well. It's a thin oil, but it sticks to metal very well. 3-in-1 oil, good all-around housekeeping oil. Lockies. I didn't think I needed this, but it ended up in the bag, and then I use this all the time. Basically, it's graphite suspended in alcohol. So I use it for locks, I use it for knives, because it doesn't make a big mess once the alcohol dissolves. You can just blow on and blow the extra graphite off. Same thing with like the kids' toys and stuff. Sarah suggested this, that I put this lunch container that we don't use. I put, it came with my lunchbox, and I don't like the size and shape of it. I put all the drill bits and stuff in there, and I also threw the lighter in there because I didn't have another place to put it, and it's small and gets lost easy. Allen wrenches, multimeter, sandpaper, one of these scraper things, so it's a razor blade on one side, and a plastic razor blade for scraping up against stuff you don't want to cut with the razor blade. Little scrap piece of sandpaper. Oh, I didn't tell you. This hammer that needs cleaned out, it's a little 16-ounce framing hammer. Best all-arounder hammer. And then this soft face hammer, good for working on stuff you don't want to destroy. Pens, pencils, a knife that I use for marking stuff, Sharpies. Those Klein screwdrivers I already told you about. This guy. Oops. That's something I threw in here that I shouldn't have. I'm not sure where I put it now. Anyway, I'll take one out of this case. So this guy I bought at Menards. It's a handle for Sawzall blades. So if I just needed to make small little cuts, it's great. I wouldn't use it with this big, use it with the small Sawzall blades. It'll also hold a hacksaw blade. But the problem with a hacksaw blade is having it in your bag, it always ends up bent, and then when you try to use it, it won't cut straight, and it just bends more. So I'm going to put metal and wood Sawzall blade in there. Tube of caulk. I'm going to try to get some other glues and tubes, like maybe a Gorilla Glue or something. Level, utility knife, electrical testers. These are the no contact testers. So you put it up next to a wire or an outlet, and it'll turn red and beep if it has power to it. Don't trust your life to these. They're just a good diagnostics and troubleshooting tool. Outlet testers are great. They'll tell you if there's power to an outlet, and it'll also tell you if the outlet's wired wrong. Stud finder, crescent wrench, one of these giant crayons. So it's a giant crayon and a holder. You don't really need the holder. It's just here. They're designed for marking on roofs and stuff like that. But basically anything that the Sharpies and pens and pencils won't mark, the crayon's good for marking. I need to get in here. Oh, there it is. I did put it in here. This is a cool trick. So this is a tube of lipstick that Sarah didn't like. So this is good. You want cheap lipstick for this job. But you can mark something, like mark the inside of your door where you think it's hitting, and then close the door, and it'll transfer the mark to the door frame, so you know which part of the door is the part that's actually touching and needs trimmed down. You can use it for all kinds of stuff like that. That's why you want the cheap stuff. You don't want it doesn't smear stuff. So then, one advantage I like about this tough belt system is I have the work belt and stuff to go with it, and a handful of these bags that, as I get more organized and stuff and put back together, I'll have handy. So this is a bag designed for construction stuff, so it'll get this, it'll get the cat's paw, stuff like that shoved into it. And if I'm doing that kind of if I know I'm going to be doing that kind of work, this can clip to the side there, and I can work out of it. It's got a place to put your screws and all that stuff. It can hold the impact driver, or I have a pouch that goes on the other side for the impact driver. It's got a stand you can work with, but it just clips on here. You can take it off, clip it to your work belt. I'm going to take a bunch of these clips. So these clips just slip on there, and they have holes in them. So I'm going to add a bunch to the shed, so the bags like these, or maybe to the van when I get the van decked out, I'll add these to the van, somewhere screwed to the van, so you can just grab the tool bag pouches you need. You can hook these to their work belt, or you can hook them to your regular pants belt if you're just doing small tasks. You need the bag handy, but you don't want to wear the extra weight of the tool belt. Like if you're just doing like an electrical job and you have the electrical tool bag. Oh, and this is true about a lot of the Tough Belts bags. So this one has the clips they go up here, or this place for the clips to go up there. It also has this metal rail on the front that you can put them on and then slide them to where you need them. I don't think I'm going to use that. In fact, I'm not going to do it right away, but I'll probably end up cutting the rivets and taking this off so these pouches become more usable. And something else that's going to go hang out around with it is I got two of these. They're called parachute bags. So they're easily adjustable, or easy to pull the drawstring and close them off. And it has a bunch of pockets on the inside for holding your different size fasteners. It's designed to fit in a 5-gallon bucket, but they also set well in milk crates. So I got one with common drywall screws, and I got one that has deck screws and some wood screws and stuff like that in it. So that's pretty much all I got. I hope you find this useful and helpful and help you get organize the tools that you need, because I hate looking for tools and I spent way too much of my time looking for tools, so I need to get better organized. And I was doing that pretty good job with this bag, but it kept getting extra stuff added to it. So this bag will keep me from adding extra stuff that I don't need, which is part of me and Sarah's organization strategy. Is organized so we can find stuff and get to stuff easy and not leave a place for clutter to accumulate. Now, empty open floor space in the living room, it's going to accumulate clutter we got to work with. But having shelves that are designed to hold the bins that we use will keep us from cluttering stuff. You'll see more of that. I've done that in past videos on organizing the shed. But also I like these open top tool bags. And we're going to be working on stuff like this for the kitchen and Sarah's jewelry making hobby. She doesn't do that much because she has to get things out. So we want to do it so you can grab something, set it down on the table for her jewelry, and you can see all the tools like this. You can see I need a Phillips screwdriver. I can just reach in there and grab the Phillips screwdriver. I need an Allen wrench. I can reach in there and grab the standard Allen wrenches. So that's our goal for how we're going to organize everything, not just this tool bag. Oh, one thing. The one thing I don't like about this tool bag, real quick before I go, is we're going to have to, it doesn't have one of these straps for holding tape. We're going to have to make one. I thought about cutting this one off and adding another clip to this end, but I don't want to do that because, like I said, we might find another use for this, or might give it away, and I don't want to tear it up. And down at the bottom of this thing, there's just a ton of hardware and cut zip ties and pieces of staple and little bits that I've thrown in there, and now it's accumulating. Now this bag won't prevent little stuff like that from getting in there, but I think it'll be smaller and easier to clean out and get out that stuff. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps you organize your tools so you can get the right tools you need for your life. Tools you can use around the house or homestead or anything like that are quick, easy to get to. And I hope the strategy of being able to just reach in here and find the tools you need without having to dig through tools and which drawer did I put that thing in. Now I'm okay with drawers, but they need the tools you use the most common, your bread and butter tools. You need to be able to just grab them and get to work. Cut out as much friction and frustration and stuff like that out of your life as you can, and then you'll actually get the projects done instead of spending so much time looking for the tool you need for that project. So before I ramble on any longer, make this video any longer than necessary, I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it, and remember, we, his people, will start rebuilding.